Hi, welcome to my standing turtle take two. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a homeopath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. How are you today? It's gonna be a long day for me. I already took the truck out, drove around the block like 7 o'clock this morning. It's still doing the same thing. It's not the oil, it's more than the oil, but what do? You know, you just press on. You just keep trying to do stuff. Last night I set a Vimno. I freaking set up a GoFundMe yesterday. I lost 6 subscribers overnight. I guess you ask for help. People don't like that, so they just freaking cut ties. I knew that a long time ago. You know, I'm begging now. I'm like freaking begging. You know, I'm like I'm not like begging for money. I got some money. I need a little bit more. But, you know, I'm waiting to hear back from people about a place, and it's like I'm running out of time, you know, and I know that everything's divine and God has never forsaken me and never dropped me on my ass, but I am tired of being scared. I'm tired of freaking having to omit the vibration of fear. I'm sick of it. I called Silent Unity yesterday. When I was a little girl, Mom used to have us pray all the time. Pray to God. If you're scared, pray. If you're scared. So I was just weird kid freaking vibrate, just repeating my prayers over and over and over and over and over and over because I was scared of everything all the time. So I had a lot of scary shit happen to me early off in life. I know what the freaking world is. And so it's weird to me that everybody else has created this scenario where, you know, there's Easter and holiday and everybody loves each other and you get your little election sticker and every now and again, oh, there's a threat overseas, let's go bomb them, okay, we're safe now, freedom secure, and then pay our taxes, infrastructure falls, and, you know, all this stuff that they told us was true is just false. I was thinking about that this morning. I was thinking about when I was a little girl, I used to call Silent Unity, because they'd have 24-hour unity prayer service for you. It's funny, because when I moved to Omaha, I stopped doing it when I got older and I got control over my own life. When I became the captain of my own ship. Oh, I'm not gonna pray to something that you don't see. This stuff ain't real. That's a bunch of hogwash. You got control over your own ship. You make whatever happens in your life happen, and that's it. And nobody else. You don't need nobody else. And I freaking got sucked into that whole ideology. You be self-supporting. You don't show them that never show them that you sweat. You don't cry. You don't let them get to you. Ooh, all that man shit. And I'm just a little girl. I'm just a girl. You know? So, I freaking, in the last part of my life, I'm so sensitive. I'm sensitive to everything. I'm sensitive to light. I'm sensitive to taste. I'm sensitive to sound. I'm sensitive to smells. And I just try every day to keep the freaking anger away. Just don't get mad about being too sensitive, Marge. Because everybody's sensitive and they don't know how to deal with it, so they react. And I'm trying to teach people how to come from a less of a reactionary place and more of a, well, let's see if we can't work this out kind of place. You know, let's see if we can't make things happen for both sides to win, because there's this group of people, and they come from all economic backgrounds. It don't matter the color of their skin. It don't matter, you know, who their parents are. None of that stuff matters. What matters is they're withholding spirits. They're spirits that withhold, and they help, or they don't help, they hinder, and they hurt. Like, hurt people bad, in bad ways, by just not helping. I had a friend donate to my GoFundMe, and he's going through his own shit, you know, and I hate asking for help. That's why I hate asking for help. I fucking hate it, man. I set my whole life up so I wouldn't have to ask anybody for help. And now, I have to step out of my own way and do things that I don't want to do to take care of my family. And it's hard because so many people are going through shit. And I hate even having to ask. So, I pray all night. I pray all day. We'll get through this. Everyone will get through this. there's I've been there. Everybody's going through difficult. So if I am scared and they're scared, then whenever two or more are gathered in Jesus Christ's name, and you just, you know, sort it out and talk it out with him, then it gets less scary. I mean, so today is a very crucial day in my world. I do believe in my higher power. I absolutely believe in my higher power more than I have in my life. And it's so hard because I could have done all those things. I could have always done all those things that people do to put themselves in better way. I could have lied. I could have cheated. I could have stole. I could have freaking, you know, put people on blast, like blackmailed people. Yeah, I could have blackmailed lots of people. You know, I could have done all these things, but it's like, don't do that, Marge. Don't do that, Marge. Don't do that, Marge. Because that's bad karma, and that'll come back to you. I reacted for the first part of my life, and that's what I'm getting the karma back from now, you know. But the thing of it is, there's people that are withholders, and they just don't help because they want to see the cracks of society get wider. Oregon is run by some very, very bad people. And the cool part about it is, thank God, and don't drink the Kool-Aid, and the channels like House of Prayer, Safe Haven, and Josiah Rises, freaking Q News Corner. Let's throw in the meditations one, Pure Rasa, your meditation library, Jason Stevenson's. Crystal Time, you know, Paul Butler, he's great. His voice is great for calming people down. Pockets of the Future, that guy makes me smile. We're the same freak tribe. All these people are coming out, you know, and I spend a lot of time following astrologers and stuff like Crassi, Estachio, and there's a lot of them. I was introduced by people. I'm just talking because I'm just trying not to be in my own head right now. I don't watch a lot of news and stuff. I joined Twitter again. Twatter, I did it. Because, you know, I gotta get my message out. Not about, I need money, help me, blah, blah, blah. But about the Heyoka way. About energy and balance and stuff like that. So, I joined Twatter as, see, I put in third eye activated, but they gave me my own, they gave me an @ I think it's @ the number 3 activated. Where am I? Yeah, it's @ 3 activated is my, I got one follower, my buddy Ingrid. She does hair out in Omaha. She's got a salon out in Omaha, and I freaking have a special place. I will always have a special place in my heart for cosmetologists, people that do things to make people feel better about themselves. You know, she keeps her prices pretty fair and stuff too. There's some people that their stuff is just like, man, you know, because people feel so much better about, you know. There's a woman that does that in L.A. That they go out and they give people that are homeless, they set up like shower stations and stuff like that, and Beauty in the Streets or something like that, and they give women makeovers and they feed people and stuff. And I got all these ideas to help doing this. I don't know how to get through, because I don't pay for promoting, you know, because I come from the spirit and the ideology that you recommend your friends, you recommend the people that you appreciate and that you want to endorse, and we live in a society that people just have recommended people all over the place. That's Tucker. Look at this little guy on his back. This is why, this is my reason right here. That's what love is to me. That's what love feels like to me. So when I get all twisted up, I just focus in Okay, grounded. God's with you. D-O-G, G-O-D. It's all the same. My train of thought just totally derailed. I was talking about unity. And I called yesterday to put in a prayer for silent unity, and it's all automated now, which is funny because I used to work at a company called West Corp. If you go look it up, West Corporation in Omaha, Nebraska. It's like they're all freaking hedge funds. They're all freaking rackets. They're all clubs, and then it's like people are figuring it out, and it's really cool. Anyway, they did that voice automated where you called, like, you know, they do all that stuff. So all that stuff, when you can't get it through a person, it's because of companies like that have to make millions of dollars. So I tried to call silent unity yesterday, and the prayer people freaking the house of prayer, she said a little prayer for me, and then I just am like, please pray for, you know, I asked Jessie Zaboda to pray for me, and she's a pretty freaking powerful prayer, you know, and I told her that I was dancing for rain in Salem, Oregon, dancing for rain. I got so many ideas, and when I keep implementing them and nothing happens, and then it's just like, that just lets me know that God is telling me that I need to be still, but I'm a person of action, and so that is very hard for me. It's very, very, very hard for me. Very hard for me. And so I've been doing other things to, like, instead of that, instead of focusing on what I can't control, I just keep focusing on the stuff that I can control. And there will be another side to this too. To everything passes. That's the thing. That's why I try not to get too big for my britches and too cocky when good stuff happens. When, like, I'm living, you know, those times that I'm living the best for whenever that it has been. You know, when I'm getting to do the stuff I want to do, and I get to go on adventures, and I get to, you know, not live in fear or live under the weight of fear constantly every day, or living under the weight of omitting fear constantly every day. And you know, I remember that, you know, just be grateful for everything we have, because everything passes, even the good times too. Because I see a lot of people living the best versions of their life right now. I'm like, enjoy it, man, because one day you're going to be at the bottom like me, and I hope that you can hang on to your good times too. You know, and I almost named this talk, "What's a Nervous Breakdown?" I used to, when I was in recovery, I'd take meetings to places, institutions. I just go share my experience, my strength and hope. You know, and let people know that they don't gotta live that way anymore, you know, and that they can always do things different. You just don't hurt people. That's those are like the biggest rules. You don't be mean to people. You don't hurt people. You know, you don't make money a bigger power than people, and we all have in areas. So we all got to draw those aspects back, that, you know, and realign them to the course of the spirit, you know, and. That's the thing, is I get in a place where I feel safe. I'm in a place where I can help take care of so many more people. I just gotta get there, you know. I will. Hell or high water, you know. So I was thinking about that, of like all the times that I've like gone to places where, and I've known people that have worked in mental hospitals and stuff like that, you know, and because I've always just been fascinated by psychology and just what drives people, and why are some people so good to people and some people so bad? Because there are people, and then why are some people so good to some people and so bad to, you know? And it's just always that we're all puzzles, and I'm just trying to figure all these puzzles out, you know. And what I did is I got real quiet when I moved to Oregon a few years ago, and I got to learn the puzzle within me, and I started meditating about an hour a day, you know, sometimes hour and a half. Sometimes I don't meditate at all. You know, I don't meditate with mass meditations, you know, because there's too many seedy people in there with their negative intentions, you know. I like to keep things small, intimate, on an intimate scale, but on a cellular level. So... you know, I've seen people, you know, and I've seen people like my dad, when he got in his accident, he got to live with his parents for a year. You know, and it's funny because it's like my parents, when they grew up from 0 to 18, mom had a rough beginning because of her being adopted and orphanaged and all of her shit. But dad had it easy, you know. He always had people taking care of him, you know. He was the baby of the family. And so I never knew what that, but when mom was adopted, I mean, they got to go on, you know, see Grand Canyon, do family stuff, you know, do all the seemingly family stuff, you know. And then when she was 18, they gave her a suitcase and said, you know, thanks for playing, kind of thing, and then kicked her out. And she wasn't ready for it, so she went and did what a lot of women do and found a man to take care of her. That was never an option for me. That was never an option for me. I never wanted to freaking find a man to take care of me and get married and have kids, even when I was a little girl. I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the fact that I was raped when I was 10 months old, and I just never really met a dude that I was in alignment with, that I felt safe with. Not to say that they don't exist, but, you know, I mean, there's physical attraction and energetic attraction, stuff like that, and I just never found that with a man. But there's plenty of men in this world that I love. I'm not one of those women haters. There's men that I hate, but I don't hate all men. There's women I hate. I don't love all women just because there's one woman that I love. I don't even know who the fuck she is. I just know that I've been trying to live in a way that when we do mate, that I can say, you know, in the times that we weren't together, I was still true to you. I still, you know, I've been with other people in other relations, but my numbers are few and far between, and I still been true to you, you know, because I thought it was them, but then it turned out it wasn't them. So you just gotta, you know, live in a kind of way that you gotta live for the future, even though if you don't know the future is gonna happen, or if you don't know if the future is gonna come, you gotta do stuff every day to make yourself okay in the future. So I'm bouncing all over the place. I don't take any kind of medication and stuff like that, because the VA, they gave me medication, and after 13 years I started drinking again, and I quit because I got, you know, but I just started getting right. It changed my thought processes. It made me think I could do things that I couldn't do, you know, and so I tampered myself up. So I don't take medications. We're natural whole beings, and people are figuring out that we can heal ourselves and actually, we don't even heal. If you just keep yourself healthy, you don't get sick, and then you don't have to heal yourself from stuff. People don't want to do the effort of all that and all the what to do and how that it does to go through that, to take care of yourself. It's just easier to sit on the couch, eat a freaking bag of chips, freaking play video games, and maybe tomorrow, all that stuff. I used to be so overweight and I hated myself, and that was another reason why I was mean to people. I've been, or an ass to people, or just jerky to people. So I've seen a lot of people get to, like, you know, they have a hard time, and they get to go on a vacation. They go to a hospital, or they go, you know, they go on a vacation to clear their, you know. I've been living the same day for three years. So people have a hard time with this quarantine and stuff for whatever time that they've had to deal with it this year. Because I just have been sitting here hanging out, waiting, taking care of moms, trying to save money to move, and then now it's like the 2-week deal. Now it's the time that you've been waiting for, you know. And so God has been teaching me this time to rely on Him. And then I've always, even in all the years of recovery I was in, and all the churches and all the religious teachings I've sought, worked at, you know, Jesuit. I've just always sought for answers. I got quiet, found them in myself, knowing that, you know, but God works for other people, and that's the part that I always drop the ball on. That I understand that God works for other people, and I gotta let people help me. I can't do stuff by myself, and I gotta drop the shame that I picked up related to that, because this is all programming that I know is freaking broken programming. I'm not weak. I'm very strong. I'm not a coward. I'm very brave. I'm not always the most mature person. But what is maturity, man? To me, that's stoicism. That's, to me, people that that say that they're mature, you know, like, oh, those suck it uppers and stuff. It's like, dude, just because you don't feel and process emotions like other people do, don't mean that you know, that's your astrological alignments. You know, a lot of people, not to say they don't have feelings, they just don't like process them like other people do. Like Virgos, they're just spectators. They just see everything and take things everything as they are. It's just all, but they don't like take on the feel. Another sign I found to be like that kinda is Virgo. They're my opposite sun sign. They just kind of take it balance, you know. But everybody has ego and spirit, and people can live from their shadow and their dark, and we all have positive and negative aspects in us. So it's what are they drawn to? You know, we live on a Luciferian planet right now, where more people have served Lucifer, more than 51% of the population, or 50.1%. Whatever you want to look at it, whatever tips the freaking scale, people have been serving freaking Satan. And it's weird. How did you see that sheriff down south that was running, transgender sheriff? I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I looked at it. I don't even know if I'm gonna find it. Transgender. And then I got it, and then it made me. No, it got my stomach all because you read the thing and it's like. She's opposed to the war on drugs. She does not want to force any crimes that she claims her victims. Okay, well, where's the part that... Oh, here it is. She's the founder of the Reformed Satanic Church. Reformed Satanic Church. And defines herself as an anarchist. Now, I believe in rules and regulations and laws and things like that. But the ones that I believe are universal are the ones like, you don't hurt people, you don't freaking mutilate things, you don't freaking eat kids, you don't harm things, you help raise them up to the light and love and to see that all that they can be and all that they can create and all the wonder, and see if you add to their spirit, then we can have heaven on earth. But if you don't add to the spirit, then we have hell on earth. And doesn't it seem a little hellish on earth right now? I look out my window in Salem, Oregon. Seems a little hellish. It's less hellish today. It's less hellish, but it's still lives lost. California. So I saw a picture of I don't really like the guy much. You know, people are just, you're not, I mean, but every now, you don't have to like people to like stuff that they say, you know. That's the thing, is people, it's like, they denounce the being, they cancel the being for having different opinions, but you know, sometimes, like, people I haven't liked, you come back in alignment with them. So this Woods guy, he put up a picture. It's like, hey, what is it? You know, why is it that James Woods, I think is his name, why is it that, you know, freaking global warming stops at borders? You know, it's because Canada, they got to maintain the forest, man. I've been talking about that for 3 years. They got to get back in there, and plenty of people want to work. Plenty of people want to work, but if they have these organizations that are just clubs, groups where they only hire their friends, and then they don't want to do much work because they hire their friends and they don't want to do work, and then they hire their friends that are like them, so they hire other friends that are like, well, they don't really want it, so they buy all these big old huge trucks, you know, to go maintain and do the work that they're doing, and then they go freaking find trees and sleep under trees, and then they, you know, maybe go trim a tree here and there, but they're not doing what they're supposed to. You know, and they don't have their universal law that tells them between right and wrong, because they fell prey to the programming that money matters and that people don't. and that you can get your rocks off later with your wife if you think about how you didn't help all these people today. Yeah, there's that whole system of that, you know. See, fellas, I've been a man in my incarnations past. I know what it's like to be a man, to have that masculine. I'm all female now. I'm a female. I identify as female. You know, I'm about celibate too, but thing of it is your body parts. We tell us, guys. We tell us the things in our head to get to the, you know. And so, what are you thinking about in your head to get your parts not to work? You know, so you change your programming, and then you don't got to take a pill. I'm not talking to like specifically anyone here, but the ones that have problems with that. I'm not here to make fun of people. I'm not here to judge people. But it's like when you're a little kid and you don't play with your toys because you're gonna break. You don't play with them right. You know, you don't play with them right. You get them taken away. Well, that happens in a very karmic way too. See, I never knew that the world was a safe place. I've always lived in the shadows. And just tried to be the light in the shadows. And so when people just avoid and ignore and just like, this stuff don't happen, this don't happen, I'm like, dude, this is my whole life. And it's not just me, it's so many other people. It's the Jessies, it's all, every person that's been, every child that's been trafficked, every kid that's been on a milk carton. Do they even do that anymore? I know they're putting dogs on beer cans now, but are they, you know, they still, or people are figuring it out. The DNC. I know that there's people like that on both sides. You know, it ain't just one side, but it's people are starting to see it. You know, perverts have servers at home. I'm in IT. I had to go to the homes to freaking support the people that had their stuff at home because don't you know who they are? And they all had more money in God, and then they all got this shit for free because of who they are. Just go do this for them. Well, is that really in my job description? You just do what you get paid for. You know, you just do what you get paid for. But yeah, I ain't gonna put nobody on blast or nothing like that. But I know who the personality of the characters are. That's what I'm saying. Is I walk past people on the street and I know who these people are. Everybody does. People just go, no, I don't want to see them for who they are. That's my uncle. That's my dad. That's my cousin. That's my brother. That's my sister. That's my... No, I can't, you know, I don't want to have to deal with the realization that I got duped, that they lied, and I believe that they're a good person and they're really an evil, dark motherfucker. Get over yourselves, folks. I had to. I look back at my life, the last 20 years, and I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I freaking, at 25, 26 years old, freaking lose 30 pounds, go into the Air Force, but, you know, because I knew I was going to have to take care of Mom one day. Freaking go in the Air Force, do my 6 years, get my college degree, that's why I went. Freaking, you know, just had to deal with all that freaking shit involved with that, just to do that. Then, okay, I'm going to stay in Omaha, make a better life for me. Ain't nobody out in California want me back, you know, it's just my brother and you don't care. You know, so try to, you know, I'm in recovery out there, so might as well. So I did that, and I was out there 15 years, and what it was like at the 15-year mark, around the 15-year mark, I got out of a relationship. I'm just like, God, how come I can't be happy? And it's just like, because Margie, you have always, I went to college because I knew I had to take care of Mom, but I also did it because it was like, that was what was drilled to me. You go to college. My brother always wanted me to go to college. See, I didn't do the things that, you know, my parents wanted me to do. I always looked up to my big brother, and it fell short. It was my own fault. But sometimes you do that, you know. When you're a little person, you got to have someone to look up to, and if you don't have a lot of people to look up to you, you just draw on somebody, and I did, and then, but we were only close. He didn't recognize the same closeness that I did. He recognized that I was like, you're my brother, I love you, and we go through hard times, and he looked at it as just a constant reminder of shit. So every time he looks at me, he just thinks he's looking at shit, because he doesn't know how to decipher. And I can't be mad at him for that. So, I can't be mad at anybody for anything because it makes me sick. I get so worked up I get freaking, I'll start freaking coughing and get myself worked up to like where my gag, it's stupid. I hate being sensitive, man. So, it's funny that I did all this shit to do what I thought was to do right. And I don't use my college degree. I don't get any benefit. I mean, I get like $800 a month for my rating, that a full rating that I don't even have. You know, I don't even have the whole rating that I deserve, you know. And it was such a nightmare that when I tried to up it last time, they threatened to cut it in half, and that about gave me a nervous breakdown in itself. So I was like, dude, I don't want to draw attention to myself anymore. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, I can't make this shit up. But then I get a reading from the peace dealer, and he's just like, man, I can't make this shit up. You know? So let's say hi to the talkie room. Hi. Good morning, good day. I hope I help people, man. That's all I'm trying to do is help people. You made it through the hurricane. So, frickin', you know, that's the thing, is we got all this fire energy and we got all this freaking water energy, and now it's gonna make steam, and people gotta, what happens when you don't play with steam right? You get freaking burned, man. But if you use steam right, you can make things look nice. You can iron your clothes with steam. You can, you know, you can do all this stuff with steam. You can power a freaking locomotive with steam. You can do all these steams if you direct and guide your energy right. But when people don't know how to do that, then it's everything gets awful reactionary. I love hairstylists. That's cool, Autumn. Yep, it is very, you know, and I bet, and you guys all get sucked because, you know why, another reason why, like hairstylists and readers and things like that, where people have a lot of clients, because they get a main vibe as to, they get bits and pieces from everybody they talk to and get a collective consciousness of your own world. Yeah, so, yeah, we can only control ourselves. I'm definitely learning that. It's just, I would love to be able to be married to a beautiful man too. You know, I want everybody to find the wholeness within themselves so they can match that within another person. I can't take anything. I take vitamins, but you know what I noticed? Mom's nails all started. We started taking vitamins like every day, and then all of her nails started breaking. I was like, what the fuck is that? Are these really vitamins? You know? I mean, it just sucks. I have to forgive myself for thinking that I was weak and just a dumb girl. I listened to all that stuff. I listened to all that early programming. All of it, you know. I was one of those and I just was like, why are they so mean? God, why are they mean? That was like me. I was like, God, that's just kind of a mean. It's so cute when I listen to Jessie talk, because she's a little cantankerous little, no, I'm not a defiant one. I was always that too. Like, if I'm going to get in trouble, at least I'm going to get in trouble for doing, you know, because I always got blamed for doing shit, and I didn't do, you know, stuff would break, and they'd be like, Marge, you break it? No, I have broken things, but I didn't break that. And usually I'd go tell people when I break shit. That's how they know that I broke shit anyway. So, I mean, it's like, what, I became the freaking honest target? Just blame it on Marge. She breaks things, you know? These real estate people, hopefully this house person will call back about this trailer that it is such a fixer-upper, but I'm up to the task. And it's near Mount Shasta. And that kind of goes to my hope, my dream, my vision of living someplace around the Mount Shasta area where people can come visit. And then I can show them around Mount Shasta, Redding, Lake Shasta, Bernie, Northern California. It's a magical, mythical place, man. It's a very healing place, you know. We can go up on the trails and freaking look for obsidian arrows. Yeah. They call it dragon's glass. It pisses me off. That makes me mad. I watched that show for what it was worth, because it's the storyline of what's going on in the world. The Game of Thrones. It's what do you got inside? What do you got inside? That's what God is. What do you got? You get God. You got the and we all got light and demons and shadow, which ones do you let out and play and run your life and your show and the show in every place? Which one wins every day? Which wolf are you feeding? I feed the white wolf. You can call me a witch if you want. I do plant medicine. I believe in dandelion root to ease your stomach as much as I believe can of cookies can bring people that have a lot of physical pain down to a state where you can process your emotional pain. Because too many people, you got so much physical pain, people can't even begin to touch on their emotional pain without getting past the physical pain. And ignoring isn't doing it. And opioids aren't doing it. And big pharma isn't. They don't care about. There are people that literally they don't care about people. When you think in terms of the millions and billions of dollars of federal aid that Oregon has gotten in the last 8 months, there's only 4.5 million people in Oregon, and they've got straight up gotten billions. So they don't do math right, because in my mind, billions equal every person for million. We could all have $1 million. You know what I mean? But no. That's not what they mean. So us people that are really fucking tired of not getting through to people and getting help in the ways in which they were intended and how they meant. So why don't you all tell us what you mean with your aid? See, if mom was my daughter and she has about the mentality of a 5-year-old, there's probably places, organizations that I can go to help because she's a child. But there's just bridges for us. That's our alternative option until we have a safe place. At the end of this month. And I believe that a safe place is there. It's just me lining up to find the means and the people to put me and mom in that. One day at a time, homies, one day at a time. It's hard not to get ahead of yourself, man. It's hard to stay in the moment. I've been practicing my whole life. But I tell you what, if people think I'm a crazy wackadoo nut job, freaking burnout, whatever, that's alright. People think whatever they want. But under the circumstances, which my life has been, you know, I look at people, you know, it's just like, I see people and where they get in life, and they all have a support system of some kind. They all had that one person. They all had that bailout. They all had that bailout. And I don't know a whole lot of other people that have succeeded to get to where I want to go that haven't had the bailout, so I could be a first. And I'm not doing it myself. Don't recognize I acknowledge every bit of help that I get. I'm not doing this myself. I am not my own person in this world. I am an aspect of a mirror ball. And we're all a little mirror from the source of God, and how we reflect, you know, ourselves. That's our representation of our spirit. And there's a lot of people at the bottom of that mirror ball that are reflecting shadows and dark shit because they got farther and farther away from spirit. But, you know, free will, free choice. Everybody has the chance to freaking repent and just not live the way that they lived for all the times that they've lived that way in the low vibrational frequencies. You know, it's one of my biggest life lessons that I've had to learn is to accept love, because it's an unfamiliar frequency to me, because I always equated it with fear, trauma, because it was all, you know, you love, you know. And it wasn't until I had a dog, my first dog, that I loved, and I was like, oh, that's what unconditional love is that you have to put down the worst parts about yourself to be the best parts of that you can for that being. And that's what love is. To drop those harshness, drop those pains, and to live in a joyful place. See, because it's always been my defense mechanism. Nobody's ever been around, so if I'm just a dick, nobody will want to come in anyway. But I'm not. I swear I'm not. So I'm trying to live a more obedient life. Just like, don't be a dick, Marge. That's my obedience. Don't be a dick, Marge. Don't say that thing, Marge. Don't be me, Marge. It's cool, Marge. I channel through a vibrational frequency of people. You know, I say a lot of things that people think they don't say. You know, so if there's anything I can do on this planet to help another human being, then I'm gonna do it. And I'm pretty sure. See, that's the. Oh, I was talking about that. I was gonna end up on that. Is that the vibration of love has been a very, very unfamiliar frequency to me, and so having to transition from trying to do everything myself and then accept the love, that vibration of love, and through acts of kindness for other people. I've done it. I've been a part. I've helped people a lot in my life. I think, you know, I have, and other people have helped. It's a work in progress. It never stops. You know, you can't just help somebody and just be, okay, I helped you that one time. Remember, you know, sometimes some people need it all the time. You know, some people just are not that. I'm not smart. I mean, I'm smart in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways, I'm just like, I won't even bother. I just won't even do it. Because it's just... Because there's always a shortcut, and I want to get to that. You know, I don't want to do all the... Nobody wants to do all that. Like, the rules and regulations of this... So, it's just like, what? You guys paid yourself to just not help people. You know? Mom's been living on like $850 for like freaking 20 years, you know. That's why she lives with me. That's why we live together. That's why more people should be living together. How do people get to fucking live in these freaking 4-bedroom houses like by themselves? No, when I had my big old house, I hated cleaning it. And I would clean it every week, you know, like deep clean. And then I'm like, dude, there's other shit I want to do. Then I try to get people to come over and hang out and get roommates, stuff like that. I had a roommate once. It was a fucking nightmare, dude. It was a nightmare. I'm just like, am I just the shittiest judge of character in the world? Am I just like, I'm like, how do people get through life, you know? I just get freaking chumped on all the time, man. I ain't a victim. I put an end to that stuff, but it's just like, how does the stuff even slip into where you can allow it? Because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I know the chick that where I live, she's gonna be so she's gonna hate. She already hates me. I try to freaking get together with her and freaking make my peace with her, and you know, and I was like, at least do me the courtesy of I'll go wherever you are. We'll have a talk, you know. I said, just don't be mad at me until we have a talk. And she said, fair enough. And then she retracted on that. She decided she doesn't be mad at me. So it's like, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to be mad that I haven't had running water for 3 years. And I flush freaking all my, you know, get toilet water from a creek, stuff like that. But I guess if you want, that's cool, you know. I just, whatever, dude. I'm so tired of, I lived my first part of my life to please people. And where are all these people that I live to please? Crickets. I listened to the DT talk, and I'm not a fan of politicians, but they're never going to go away, so might as well just whatever. Maybe I'll be one day. Maybe I'll change the climate of the politician, of the bureaucrat. What do you got to do to run for something? I mean, how much freaking hogwash horseshit? And I don't even type. I hate typing. I fucking hate typing. Like on my phone, it does autocorrect and stuff all the time. It makes me look like a retard. Most of the time, I don't even want to go back and correct it because I'm just like, that isn't even what I typed. You know? So, I mean, a lot of times people think that, like, people are speaking broken English, or, like, broken English and shit like that. It's like, you know, or, like, I'll be typing on my keyboard and it won't recognize a key, and then I'll back up. It's just, tech is glitchy, you know? And it's just, I don't have the energy to bother with some bullshit, and everything's bullshit. And you have the grammar police, and you know, and all the, well, if this structure isn't this right, then everything else then it's wrong. And then you just keep bringing it back until you make it how the recipient wants it. And I'm just like, what kind of fucking world is that we living in? That ain't no kind of world. We gotta make a world for everybody, not just for some with really bad ideas. Yeah. So, if you're having a hard time accepting you know, the vibration of love from Jesus Christ, people, or anything else, I recommend meditating. There's all kinds of binaural there's all kinds of stuff. Just unplug to something, you know, just stop thinking for a while. It really helps, especially if you're a thinker.